Let us now find out how to perform the experiment called Young's modulus by non-uniform bending. The aim here is to find the Young's modulus of the material of the given bar. As you can see, what I am showing now is steel. It may also be wooden material. So whatever it is, the Young's modulus of the given material of the bar or the beam has to be determined using non-uniform bending. The apparatus that are required for this are the given bar, either steel or wood, the corresponding knife edges. In this case you can see we have iron knife edges, or it can also be wooden knife edges, weight hanger. In case of steel, you can see since steel has a very high Young's modulus, we have to use higher value of weights. In this case, this weight is 500 grams each. The weight hanger also is going to be 500 grams. So this is 500 grams. Each of this will be 500 grams, and this has to be used for steel. You can put it into the slot like this. One by one, weights can be added using the slot. In case you have wooden material given to you, the weight hanger will look like this. So again, you have weights which can be removed from the weight hanger using the slot, and this weight hanger is 50 grams. You may also be given 100 grams. Note down whatever is given to you. So this weight hanger is 50 grams, and then you have the weight one by one introduced into the slot like this. You also need a travelling microscope, the main part, for recording readings, wax and a pin fixed at the center of the given rod, and a slot which may be made of thread for suspending the weight hanger like this, very carefully. You need a vernier calipers for finding out the breadth of the bar, and you need a screw gauge for finding out the thickness of the bar. You also need lens for recording the readings. Let us now see what is the formula used for finding out Young's modulus and its explanation of symbols. The Young's modulus of the material of a rectangular beam is given by E is equal to GL cubed by 4BD cubed into M by Y Newton per meter square. G, of course, is the acceleration due to gravity in meter per second square. L is the length of the beam between the knife edges. We will be seeing how to do that shortly, and that is in meters. Capital M is the mass suspended at the center of the beam in kilogram. Y, depression for a mass of m kilogram, what we will be calculating, and that is going to be in meters. Small b is the breadth of the beam, again in meters, and small d is the thickness of the beam, again in meters. Now in the experiment, the main thing we are going to do is to find the depression y for a mass of mk. Let us now see the procedure of performing the experiment. We first take the steel scale or the wooden scale what is given to you and measure a length of 80 centimeters by leaving 10 centimeters this side and 10 centimeters on this side, that is on the left and right. So keep the scale parallel to the material given to you and mark 10 from the left here and 10 from the right here. So the distance between the knife edges will now be 80 centimeters or 0.80 meters. This is the 50 mark. You can see already here pin has been fixed at the 50 mark, that is at the center. So the tip of the pin is upwards down. We now have to focus this pin using the microscope. For this, what we do is first take the microscope, which is held in this position so that it can focus the pin very close to the pin. Adjust the height slightly by loosening the core screw and adjust the height so that you are able to focus the wax of the pin, and then slightly raise the height and bring it backwards till you see the pin properly. Once you see the pin, adjust using the fine adjustment so that the tip of the pin is seen. You will find that you will get an inverted image. That is, we have the pin head upright facing topwards. When you see through the eyepiece of the microscope, you will find the pin is inverted or the tip is going to be downwards. Now our aim is to make the pin tip tangential to the horizontal cross wire, or in other words, the tip of the pin must touch the horizontal cross wire, and that is what we should do now. As you can see, we have not placed any weight in the slot provided now. So we focus the pin, obtain an inverted image, and then see to it that the tip of the pin is made normal to the horizontal cross wire. Do not bother about the vertical cross wire. We are interested only in the horizontal cross wire. The tip of the pin must be normal to the horizontal cross wire. Now you can see this is what we will see when we view through the eyepiece of the microscope. This is the vertical cross wire, this is the horizontal cross wire. So this is the inverted image of the pin. The pin, as you have seen, would have been upright like this. The pin would have been viewed like this when seen with naked eye. This is the naked eye position of the pin. This is how it has been fixed there. This is the wax underneath that portion. So this is the naked eye image, but here you can see it is the inverted image. You can see the tip of the pin is normal to the horizontal cross wire, or in other words, the horizontal cross wire has been made tangential to the tip of the pin. Provided as follows. First, fill the least count 0.001 centimeters and length between knife edges as 80 into 10 power minus 2 meters. The load in kilogram has to be written first as W. W can be either 0 or you can start with the weight hanger, but it's better you start without any load because you will have one reading extra for computations. So without any load, we have made the pin tip normal to the horizontal cross wire. So we are going to record the readings while loading now. So we write the main scale reading as I told you earlier and vernier scale coincidence and obtain the total reading. Now this is for without any load. We will now slowly add the weight hanger like this without disturbing the setup. As you can see, we are loading it at the center of the bar, and that is why we call this experiment as non-uniform bending. We are actually loading it at the center or not on both sides. So we have added the weight hanger without disturbing any portion of the instrument. So when you have added the weight hanger, the bar is going to slightly depress now. So the pin position has changed. It will not be in the position of normalcy to the horizontal cross wire. So what should we do now? We should operate the fine adjustment screw, that is this screw, in a particular direction in such a way by looking into the microscope eyepiece that it comes back to the desired position, that is pin tip should be normal to the horizontal cross wire. Once it comes to that position, note the reading in W plus 0.5 kgs, because I told you this is 500 grams already, which means it is 0.5 kg. So write this load as W plus 0.5 and note the reading in the corresponding column. See, the position A was corresponding to without any load, that is pin being normal to the horizontal cross wire, that is corresponding to position A. Now what have we done? We have added the weight hanger of 0.5 kgs. So the value is W plus 0.5. So this will be corresponding to the position B, that is you can see the pin has gone out from the desired position, that is it has gone away from the horizontal cross wire. So by adjusting the fine adjustment, what we should come back to is the position C, which is going to be similar to the position A, that is the pin tip being normal to the horizontal cross wire. So we have obtained back the previous correct position, but only the reading would have changed. So this reading is what we have recorded for W plus 0.5 kg as main scale reading, vernier coincidence, and of course the total reading. Why do we call this loading? Because we have loaded the bar now. Once we have recorded the reading, in a similar fashion, keep adding the weights. But be sure you are very careful, your body does not touch any part of the instrument. Add the load so that the instrument is not disturbed. Again, the pin would have gone out of position. Bring it back to normalcy to the horizontal cross wire and take the reading. After that, continue by adding all the weights one by one and also recording the readings correspondingly until you have exhausted all the weights given to you. So we can see that all the loads have been added now. So all the readings have been obtained up to 2.5 in this case. So the last reading will be recorded here, that is W plus 2.5 for the present case. So main scale reading, vernier coincidence, and total reading. So with this we would have completed the readings for loading. Now we have to take readings for unloading, which means we have to remove weights one by one. So when we remove the weights one by one, when we remove the last weight, it will become W plus 2.0. So the last reading will remain the same. So what you have for loading for W plus 2.5 will be the reading for W plus 2.5 for unloading also. So now we have to remove the weight. So once you remove one weight, you are going to have the weight as W plus 2.0. Again do the same thing and get the reading for main scale, vernier coincidence and total reading. Repeat the whole experiment and by recording readings for unloading, that is one by one, keep removing the weights, bring the pin to be normal to the cross wire which is horizontal and record the readings. And finally also carefully remove the weight hanger and record the last reading. So you will be writing reading first downwards then upwards. So like a U, you will be recording the readings. Remember that once you start taking readings, it will either decrease or increase. Keep a track of that. You cannot have a reading which is suddenly increasing and then suddenly decreasing, which means you are making mistake in that case. So when you are doing itself, verify your readings, and also remember the travelling microscope reading on the main scale always increases in steps of 0.05 centimeters. So for example, if you have 6.05, the next reading may be 6.15. It cannot be 6.12 or 13 or 14. Be careful about writing the main scale reading. It increases in steps of 0.05 centimeters, and the vernier coincidence is from 0 to 50. Once you have completed the loading unloading part, take the breadth of the scale using vernier calipers at 2-3 different places and take average, and also find thickness of the bar at 2-3 places, preferably in the place where you are loading. Don't go outside the knife edge. The place where you are loading, take the screw gauge reading for 2-3 parts and take the average for thickness. We will see the sample calculation later, but before that, in case wooden material is given to you and the corresponding weight hanger is given to you, this is the way you should load it. You can see you have the weight hanger which is 50 grams and you load it like this. In case it falls down, replace it back lightly, because then it doesn't matter. So we have placed the weight hanger like this, and after taking reading for this, slowly place the slotted weight in this fashion, and again you have so till you place it, all the weights have to be placed. Only thing here, what you have done is W and then W plus 50 grams. So 50 into 10 power minus 3 kgs. That is what you are adding in steps. So correspondingly, you have to apply the same value in your calculations. Only the mass you are adding is going to be different. Correspondingly, depression also is going to be different. Now let us see a sample set of calculations. We have a sample set of readings here. As you can see, least count is marked on top. Length between knife edges, in this case, is 16 to 10 power minus 2 meters. The microscope readings for loading and unloading is shown. You can see first load is written as 0. It can also be W and 0, one and the same. You can see the corresponding reading is 5.8 on the main scale and 29 on the vernier coincidence. So total reading is 5.829. And similarly, what is added is in steps of 50 grams. So it is load into 10 power minus 3 kg. So 50 grams, 100 grams, 150, 200 and 250 grams. All the readings have been recorded for loading and also unloading. So how are we going to find out the depression Y for a value of mkg? So let us see how to do that. First we find the mean value of the left for loading and unloading. So here you have 5.829, here 832. So the mean is 5.8305. Likewise you have all the readings. The mass you can fix as 50 grams or 100 grams, whatever you choose. In our case, we have chosen the value of mass as 0.1 kilogram, which means 100 grams. So the reading corresponding to 0 kg and reading corresponding to 100 grams, which is 0.1 kg, is 5.8305 and 5.5365. So take the difference between these two readings and you land up with 0.294, and that is going to be in centimeters, so it is going to be into 10 power minus 2 meters. Similarly, next we have to take the difference between the reading corresponding to 50 grams and the reading corresponding to 150 grams. This will again yield us 0.1 kg. So that value is 0.291. And next, of course, we have to take the difference between this reading, that is alternate readings, we have to take the difference. The next one would be C. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 readings totally. Take the mean value of all these. So this will give you what? It will give you the depression Y for a mass of 0.1 kg. Now you could also choose 0.05 kg or 0.15 kg. It depends on what you want to do. You can take 50 grams difference, you can take 100 grams difference, or you can take 150 grams difference. But obviously everything should be the same. If you take 0.05, you have to substitute as 0.05 in the formula. If you take 0.1, you have to substitute 0.1 in the formula. We have now got the average depression in this case as 0.294 into 10 power minus 2 meters for a mass of 0.1 kg. The sample reading what I have shown you here is for one kind of wood. It may not be the same for all kinds of wood. It depends on the distance between the knife edges also. For example, I told you 80 centimeters in the procedure. Here the length between the knife edges is 60 into 10 power minus 2 meters. So depending on the length between the knife edges also, the depression will change accordingly. Now we have got all the data for calculations. Length of the beam between knife edges is 60 into 10 power minus 2 meters. Thickness, breadth, average value of depression for 0.1 kg is 0.294 into 10 power minus 2 meters, and the mass which we have considered for the depression is 0.1 kg. How to perform the calculations? The Young's modulus of the material of the given bar is given as G L cube M by 4 BD cube Y. So substitute all the values we have in the data. That is 9.8 into 60 is the length, so 60 cube, and then 10 power minus 2 for converting to meters, so that cube will be 10 power minus 6, and the value of M we have taken here is 0.1 kg, so substitute that, and then divided by 4. B is 2.2 into 10 power minus 2 meters, that is breadth of the bar, and then the thickness of the bar is 4 into 10 power minus 3 meters, so 4 cubed into 10 power minus 9 for that, and then the depression we have already seen is 0.294 into 10 to the power of minus 2 meters. Now when we substitute all this and calculate, we get the value of Young's modulus of the material of the given bar as 1.24 into 10 to the power of 10 Newton per meter square. Now this value is for wood. Now if steel is given to you, the value will be around 10 to 20 into 10 to the power of 10 Newton per meter square. Note that you have to report your answer in powers of 10. And remember, do not bring powers of 10 like 10 power minus 6, 10 power minus 9 and these 10 power minus 2s into the calculator. Perform them mentally and keep it aside in one place and then finally multiply it. If you do it in calculator, you will be bound to make errors. So the value of Young's modulus in this our case, that is for wood, is 1.24 into 10 power 10 Newton per meter square.